First at 6, incoming hot weather prompts heat advisories across the state. What that means for school districts coming up in a live report.
And tragedy in Granby after a child died while on a field trip. I'm Stefan Reels, and I'll have what we know about this ordeal so far.
Good morning and happy Thursday. A lot going on here this morning. We're glad you're checking in with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Purlo. Hope your morning's off to a great start. It's going to be another hot and humid day out there. Let's send it outside to Rachel Piscatelli. Rachel, good morning. It was really bright out there this morning.
Now, let's go outside to the New England Patio and Hearth Outdoor Studio.
Oh yeah, we are battling the sun this morning as that sun continues to come up here well, it was coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So it is shining nice and bright as of now. And it is going to be a very warm one on tap for us. We have numbers and heat index values anywhere from 95 to near triple digits this afternoon. So a heat advisory is in place. That's also going to carry us into our Friday as well. So just be mindful of that. If you're heading out today, you will need to stay hydrated. Out the door this morning, numbers are anywhere from 3 to about 11 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. And we're definitely feeling every bit of that warmth as numbers are in the mid to upper 60s to right around 70 degrees now, at around 66 in Willimantic, 67 in Putnam, and around 70 degrees already in Danbury. Numbers all the way up into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees this afternoon. And then towards this afternoon and evening, we are bringing in an opportunity for some stronger storms to flare up. So it is something that bears watching over time, especially if the kids have games or practices after school. Even if you're just maybe trying to get outside and enjoy the warmth, we will have to watch the skies closely. A couple of those thunderstorms that develop could of course contain some very heavy rain as well as vivid lightning, and then also could contain some stronger wind gusts within there. A level 2 risk for parts of the state, a level 1 for the rest. So taking a look at the next couple of days, numbers moving up into the low 90s this afternoon, mid 90s for our Friday after another warm morning spent in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Now over the weekend, while we are keeping with the warmth, it won't be as humid, so heat index values won't be as bad. I think this weekend the beaches and lots of parks and things like that will be quite crowded. We'll talk about where we go from here, your full 7-day, and we'll time out those storms for you coming up in just a bit. As we check in with the roads this morning now, we are looking at a couple of incidents this morning. So over in Bridgeport, if we zoom into the crash here, there is a vehicle fire on Route 8 southbound between exits 1D and 1C. We have some restricted flow in the area as that right lane is closed, and that's causing some delays this morning. Otherwise, your drive into Fairfield now, we're starting to see some volume pick up over in the Fairfield County area. So that's where our delays are really centered this morning. As of the 6 o'clock hour, we do have a couple of areas of road work still out there that is causing some delays on 91. But other than that, things are looking good. We'll have another update for you coming up in the next 15 minutes. Over to you.
Rachel, thanks. All right. Well, meanwhile, with the heat advisories being issued all across the state, several towns and cities, school districts, they have opted for an early dismissal. It's part of their hot weather protocol. We're taking it with Fox 61's Erin Coogan. She's live in Bristol this morning. So Bristol is one of the towns that is dismissing early, which is unfortunate for a lot of kids because there's a lot of fun end-of-year activities planned in the last week of school.
Yeah, well, this is heat that no one wants to play around with. We're talking upwards of 90 degrees today throughout the weekend. So in addition to just the basics, sending kids to school with water bottles, dressing them in light clothing, for parents today in Bristol and at least 4 other districts in our state, they should expect to pick up several hours ahead of their early dismissal. And for those districts, we're also going to see the cancellation of after-school activities, extracurriculars, and after-school programming. Now, you said Bristol, but in addition to Bristol, we have Granby, Hebron, and Marlborough, all amongst those to take early precautions, calling for their schools closing up to 3 hours early today. This positions students, parents, and teachers time to pick up and get home before the peak of the day's heat around 3 o'clock today. And while yes, this means a little extra time for fun in the sun for students just ahead of the summer break, something to keep in mind, especially with the majority of upper level schools having synthetic turf on campus, hanging around and kicking the soccer ball after after school today could be detrimental, as temperatures on AstroTurf can often reach 40 to 85 degrees hotter than the surrounding air temperature. Now, district's decisions to dismiss students early closely aligns with the state's response to the extreme heat as well. We do know across the state, cooling centers have been issued and advisories have been issued for vulnerable populations, including children and the elderly, to limit outdoor activity this afternoon. Now, that heat advisory across the state goes into effect at 10 o'clock today and doesn't end until 6 p.m. on Sunday, so we could very well see these early dismissals continue into tomorrow. We are going to have an updated list on our website at Fox 61 for you. Reporting live in Bristol, Aaron Coogan, Fox 61.
All right, Erin, thanks so much. Yeah, it's really hard to focus in a hot classroom, so these early dismissals make sense. It's all about safety. 6:05 rather. An investigation is underway in Granby this morning after a middle school student died following a severe medical emergency on a field trip. Fox 61's Stefan Reels joins us in the studio, and he has the very latest on this. Stefan, just so scary for all the kids also to witness this.
Yeah, a lot of the kids, police said, were emotional after this whole happened at a pool at the High Meadow Resort, a very popular place where a lot of classes across Connecticut have held their end-of-the-year parties. One parent told Fox 61 last night that some students didn't even realize what had happened until they were asked to get out of the pool at the park. Police say they were called to the park a little bit before 2:30 p.m. for a drowning, which ended up being for a boy who was unresponsive in the pool. One Simsbury police officer started life-saving care before paramedics arrived. The boy was taken to the Connecticut Medical Center, where he later died. High Meadow manager Griffin Cunningham said, quote, "All of us at High Meadow are deeply saddened and are praying for his family, friends, and classmates. In the meantime, we will continue to cooperate with the respective authorities in their review of the incident," end quote. At the moment, police have not identified the student nor the school district he was with at the time. We do know, though, that the Wethersfield School District was there, which was confirmed by their superintendent, Jeffrey Wibby, who said a student from another district experienced the emergency and that the school district in Wethersfield will be providing emotional support for the students and staff who were at High Meadow. Guys?
All right, Stefan, a really sad update there. Thank you. Staff at a restaurant known for its late-night snacks had a terrifying encounter on Tuesday. Fox 61's Tim Latow spoke exclusively with an employee who came face-to-face with a knife-wielding robber.
So this all happened at the Lates here in Torrington. Employees say the suspect came down this dead-end road, knife in hand, and took hundreds of dollars from the cash register.
We serve people at night perfectly fine, like never had an issue.
Burgers, wraps, and fries always keep the kitchen warm at Late's Takeout and Delivery in Torrington. But the temperature hit a boiling point late Tuesday night when a man walked in with a knife.
A guy had him at knife point and threatened them and told him to give him all the money in the register.
The women behind the cash register obliged, and Torrington police say the man took off running with hundreds of dollars of cash. Late's delivery driver, William Rivera, was the one who made the 911 call as his coworkers feared for their lives.
Getting threatened like that with a knife, telling him to get all the drawers. He said rude things like he was going to cut them up.
Police say the suspect ran just a few blocks to an apartment building he appeared to be squatting in and was arrested. They found hundreds of dollars of cash with the man who may face several charges. Rivera knows times are tough, but doesn't get why someone else's life has to be threatened.
Why would you just come to a business and rob it and steal all the money and threaten like young girls, especially just the girls in there?
Police advise people to hand over the money and never put up a fight during a robbery. They say with security cameras and other technology, these crimes usually aren't difficult to solve. Rivera tells other businesses to be on alert for opportunistic criminals.
Always keep an eye out, because you never know if a person's going through something in life where they're gonna regret later down the road.
Rivera says he'll be praying for that man and anyone else going through a rough stretch.
Just pray for the people and hope they have God by their side.
Torrington police were not available for an interview, but confirmed the investigation is ongoing. In Torrington, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
2 people were hurt in a shooting in New London. Police say it happened just before 9:15 last night in the area of Broad and Hempstead Street. Both of the victims arrived at the hospital on their own, and they are being treated. At this point, officers have not made any arrests, and they don't have any suspects either. And a sad story here. A 3-year-old girl is dead after police say she was hit by a car. Well, this happened yesterday at 4:30 in the morning on East Center Street. Officers say the 49-year-old man who was driving stopped and is cooperating with police. One man says his security video shows the little girl at his front door just before the tragedy.
At 4:28 this morning, she tried to get in our front door. Then she ran back out in the front, out the sidewalk, and I guess that's when she must have got hit. I wish that there was some way we could have been there for her.
So incredibly sad. Police have not identified the girl or her family. The State Department of Children and Families said Wednesday that it received 2 reports about the family on June 1st and the 5th. DCF also said it's working closely with police to investigate what led to the little girl's death.
A paraprofessional with the New Haven School District is facing charges this morning. Police say Siobhan Boone hit a 6-year-old child during lunch. This happened at John C. Daniel School. Boone is charged with risk of injury to a child, 3rd-degree assault, and the 2nd-degree breach of peace. The New Haven School District says the staff member has been placed on paid administrative leave while police and the Department of Children and Families investigate the incident.
6:11 new this morning. The New York Knicks are now just one win away from its first NBA championship in decades. OG Anunoby tipped in the winning basket. Well, look at that. The Knicks came back from down 29 points. They defeated the San Antonio Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Final score 107-106. Unbelievable. You saw all the celebrities there celebrating, and fans, they lined the streets to celebrate the team's big win. Some have even called it the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history.
That is so impressive. Went to sleep when they were down.
Right.
And wow, they turned it around.
Oh my
Wish
goodness.
I watched that game.
Yeah, right?
6:11.
Too late for us.
It's past our bedtime. 6:11 now. We do breaking news from overnight in Iran. The U.S. military has launched a 2nd round of airstrikes. Iran has fired back at several Gulf Arab states who are key American allies. Explosions from the strikes echoed around Tehran, Iran's capital, and Kuwait closed its airspace for several hours due to the attack. There are no immediate reports of damage.
Coming up next here on Fox 61, ChatGPT could soon do more than answer some questions. A new partnership may allow it to shop and make purchases for you. We'll have details.
And gas prices pushed inflation to a 3-year high, increasing pressure on consumers, the Fed, and politicians. Well, the details next.
Plus, the Trump administration unveils new rules for prediction markets. We'll tell you what's changing and what's staying the same when we come back here on the Fox 61 Morning News.